See, I have this program and listen, you can't teach old dogs new tricks. Let's start it out of the gate. I look back at 15 years old when I was smoking crystal meth and being a little nuisance to society. Well, I wasn't born a gang member. I wasn't born a drug addict. I was born and raised with the inability to effectively communicate how I really feel, my emotions to my environments. Don't be angry. Don't be afraid. Stop crying. That's all you hear growing up. So you tend to develop in this world of, okay, I can't feel this. Everybody, okay. So the program we're developing right now, we've been working really hard on it for the last, since COVID struck. It's the Wilderness Survival and Leadership Training for Youth program. And it's very similar to the program I was sentenced to when I was 16 years old. It was called the Maple Ridge Wilderness Boot Camp. And basically, Don, I'll give it to you real quick, is Cole's notes, is it's a 4-week program. The youth will be coming up here at ages 13 to 17 years old. Only six youth and 4 senior officers, volunteer facilitators. Week 1, they'll come up for 1 week, go home for 3. Come back up for phase 2 for a week, go home for 3. All the way to the 4th week. 4th week, when they graduated, these city slicker kids, they will be able to paddle 70 kilometers of lake, 2 lakes, and hike 150 kilometers all the way to the top of Mission Mountain with a 48-hour solo survival by themselves with their partner and the senior officers. This is the kicker. This is the best part. Our senior officer volunteers for these kids, they're all members of the RCMP and fire rescue. But the kids won't know that until they graduate and they're handed their certificates. Really cool. And we're hoping then, once they graduate, they get their first bar on their shoulders. And next year they come back and we're going to step it up and they'll do the same. And hopefully next year they will become senior officers and be able to lead groups also. So we can step back and watch them develop, let them not tell them what to do, but learn by their failures, learn by setting up a bushcraft shelter with just a wire saw and 1 match and get soaking wet all night long and go, damn, you know what? I better fix that. Learning at 2:00 in the morning when we start lighting off firecrackers and going, fire, fire, fire. How are they going to evacuate from their bushcraft shelter? Are they going to grab their partner? Are they going to remember their headlamp? How did I ribbon my escape route out of this situation? And they're going to learn through experience. That's the best part of this program up here, experiential learning.
What's it like to see the smiles on their face at the end of the program?
Buddy, we ran a youth camp last year, and I'm still in very close contact with all those kids. And it's not even the smiles, it's the conversation. This is the best feeling. I didn't think I could make it. I'm at the top of this mountain. Oh my. It's the transformation. You don't have to see the smile. You feel their energy.
I'm so proud of you and the work that you and your team do. It's a joy to watch.
I appreciate that, Don. I appreciate to know that you are watching. And I'll tell you why. I'm just going to bust out this notes here from our last camp when we had Constable Ryan Tobin with the RCMP and Alberta Sheriff Chad Kennedy up here. We asked them, what would you like to learn about us? Because, you're doing some journaling and I want to do some journaling. So ask us a question. And Constable Tobin asked me, he says, I want you to write today about what is Terrence's biggest struggle each day.
Good question.
It really is. Do you mind if I read it to you?
Not at all. I'm curious.
Okay, so my biggest struggle each day, each and every day. Oh, here. Guess what? Specs. My biggest struggle each and every day is the emotional torture I feel from watching the structure of humanity slowly and methodically collapse beneath us. I struggle each day not having the ability to effectively communicate to the people with a picture through a piece of plastic on a keyboard or a social media platform to try to inspire, motivate, or manipulate the minds of humans while also trying to use positive vocabulary, avoiding the detections that these platforms' artificial intelligence may have designed to make the people think, feel, act, or be fearful of the truth. My biggest struggle each day is constantly mathematically equating what is happening all around us, how quickly we are evolving, and what that means for us in 100 years from now. At this pace, the future of technology has no need for humanity. My biggest struggle is trying to calculate a natural solution for the long term, as I often sit and wonder, how is it that all of life's answers are all around us and yet nobody sees it? Why is it that so many people before us did everything for us, and yet today we all seem to think it's about us? That's all I wrote.
I think that's fabulous. Thank you for sharing.
Thanks for listening.
So simple.
You know what? It really is. We have, 73 now campers who've come up here over the years. And believe me, as we all have our struggles and challenges, they also needed to come up here. They made the cut within, I'd say, 32 seconds of arriving here in the mountains away from it all. I've yet to hear anybody's actual story from before they got here. All of our campers, my bills, my wife, my job, my bad call I went to, we hear nothing. It's all about, oh, my dad used to take me fishing. Oh yeah, we did this when I was, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So how do people come to Camp My Way?
Well, 1 of every 30 make the cut.
So do you apply? Does somebody apply? Do you, how do you become an applicant?
It's step 1 about putting in the work. And I realize I have to hear it in their voice. Are they just wanting somebody to listen? Absolutely. I'm here. I can hear you and I'm listening. And sometimes that's all they need. And then I ask them, and say, what are you doing? Like I asked you earlier, Don, what are you doing about your recovery other than telling yourself the same story over and over and over? What are you actually doing about it? What do you think that I'm going to do for you? Because we don't sing Kumbaya up here. We're not holding hands. I'm not going to carry you up the mountain. You're going to have to put in the work. So I tell them this. I say 2 things. 1, we go through the body scan breathing. They can experience the value in that. I say, do that every day. Do it with your kids or your wife or your dog in the bed before you get out every day. And stop worrying about yourself for a second. And I would like you at some point this week, before we have our next call, go to the grocery store and buy yourself an orange. Once you get to the cash register, you've got your orange, get your marker, ask the lady for a marker, draw a big smiley face on that orange. Stand outside that grocery store and hand that to somebody else and walk away. That transfer of positive energy and doing something for somebody else sparks incredible conversations. And even sometimes the person who got that orange needed it more than the person giving it. So now we've whittled ourselves right down to very few. And then we do make a choice on their physical ability. And now they're starting to put in the work. And then we have to take about 3 or 4 months of trying to fundraise to cover the costs for that person to come up. So in that 3 months, our team is in constant communication to them. Video chats, texts, how are you? Good. You putting in the work. And then by the time about a month goes by, they're usually good. They don't even need to come up because we're letting them know, hey, get your ass out and do some push-ups.
How can people help Camp My Way? How can people reach out and help you?
Well, we have 2 ways that we can help the people.
I saw a GoFundMe page.
Yes, there is a GoFundMe page on our website there. I haven't been on it lately, but we also have just achieved our charitable status.
That's a big deal. Nice. That's a very big deal.
I want to take a second to thank Josh Vanderwijs, our charitable lawyer who, John, like a year ago, to get charitable status, you need a lawyer to help you with that. And that guy costs about 15 G's.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. So we don't have that kind of money, right? I mean, we're living off of deer meat and fish up here and firewood. So this man reached out to me and said, I've been following you on social and I'm a lawyer and I'm going to help you I'm going to waive the fee. The most incredible part about this man is he's actually born with no arms and no legs.
Wow.
And he's Canada and is a Paralympian with Team Canada. The guy is badass. anyways, he's with the
and a big heart.
Well, he understands the challenges that humanity faces today, and he sees that we're putting in the work. And in order to help the people and buy that property, get the horses, be open, facilitate year round, you need bucks. So we have right now currently 7 police officers and 2 firefighters that need to come. We just can't afford to get them here right now. It's up to the people, who we can try to put things out on social media and whatnot. If they have $5, $20, $100, they can put it towards the GoFundMe. And if they have 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, we can write them a tax receipt, and they can write that off.
So what haven't we talked about that we should?
If there's one person that could hear this, I feel our job is done.
Okay.
So tomorrow morning when you wake up, Dawn, I'm going to ask you to just lay back. You're in bed. Oh, okay, wake up. And you're going to do your 5-second breath in your nose, 5-second breath out of your mouth. 5 times. And I'll tell you something, Dawn. I use my fingers every morning to keep track because, for example, this morning, I got to my 3rd set of breaths. And my mind started thinking, oh, shit, I got to meet Don Schaefer today at 12 noon. Holy, I got to piss. Damn, I got this social media. Today is actually the 11th year of when Nodar passed away to that Olympic accident. My mind started going off. So I start over again. I got to my 4th set this morning. Oh, my God. What am I going to put on Facebook all about Nodar's family? What picture am I going to put up? Oh, it has to be inspirational. Hashtags. Start over again until I can do my 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out 5 times with just focusing on my breaths. Now, this is the most important reason why. A, I've set the pace for my day. I'm in control of my thoughts and my emotions. I've repaved the neurological pathway to this is where I'm safe and everything's okay. Because guaranteed, an hour later, 2 hours later, whatever it might be, somebody's going to piss me off. I'm going to get stressed out. I'm going to get anxious, and I'm going to start worrying about a bunch of stuff. And my natural response when that energy pumps on my chest, you know that feeling? What I do is I turn the computer off, or I pull the car over, or I leave the room, and I sit down and I do a body scan and find the freaking problem. And I do my 5x5 breaths. And I deal with it right there, like we did at the beginning of this conversation, because I was angry. So tomorrow morning, Dawn, try that, adding that little tool, because this helps with the mind.
No, I hear you. Listen, I don't want to keep you, but it's great to see your face. I really appreciate the time you gave us. I wish you and the team the very best.
Thank you, Dawn. Goodbye for now, my friend.
We've been speaking with Terrance Kosikar, who's the executive director and founder of Camp My Way. If you'd like to find out more about Terrance or watch him pushing a 400-pound tire, you can find him on almost any social media platform and at campmyway.com. That's another edition of the Conversation Lab. This radio program and podcast is produced by CFRO-FM in Vancouver's downtown east side. We're on the territories of the Squamish, Musqueam, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. Our gratitude and thanks to them, as well as to the many not-for-profit organizations, community groups, and change makers around the world that support this program. If you enjoyed today's conversation, please consider becoming a member of Co-op Radio to support this program and the many others produced by hundreds of volunteers. If you have a story to share or know someone who does, please have them contact us at coopradio.org, theconversationlab.ca, and on many social media and podcasting platforms. This episode was cobbled together with some help from Brian McKinnon, Kimit Sekon, John Massacar, and Julian Anton. Thanks, guys, and thank you for listening. I'm Don Schaefer.